What's up, boss, and welcome back to the Luxe Boss Channel. I hope that you guys are doing good. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. This is going to be a little bit different. I feel like we started out with that morning routine video and just kind of should just pick back up where we left off, talking about this journey of reinvention and what it means to reinvent yourself. And hopefully I can give you a few nuggets of what has helped me over the past few months, especially since I made the decision to just kind of really, I guess you could say, live live exactly how I desired, and just kind of I don't like to use the word change, and I don't want to overly push the word reinvention, but definitely change into and just grow into, that's a good one, the person and woman, lady that I desired to be. I feel like this is kind of like me stepping out a little bit into the podcast world, right? It's more visual, but I also feel like I definitely am tapping into something else by doing this type of video. So I never know. You never know what the future holds. There may be a Luxe Boss podcast somewhere hanging on in the future, hanging in the balance. But anyway, so one of the number one questions that I've been getting recently was, especially after doing that video, which first off, thank you so much for everyone who watched my morning routine reinvention video. You know, recording that video was more of me wanting to talk through what it was that I was experiencing and, you know, everything that I said, more so than it was me actually recording what I was doing. And, you know, the reason that I think I'm so adamant about documenting this process as well is because, you know, sometimes, especially if you're like me, I feel like I have grown up, and it's something that I'm not necessarily happy with when it comes to myself. But I posted about this on Instagram. Growing up is kind of like a people pleaser, right? Someone who was always looking for validation, someone who was always looking for, like, you know, that stamp of approval from everybody, not just a family member or very, very close friend, but I mean from everybody. I, you know, was very concerned about certain things to post on social media. And I just feel like that just has a lot to do with how I grew up. I've always looked for approval from teachers, from friends, from, you know, whomever. And I said in my Instagram post, it takes a very different type of compassion to do that. Now, you know, looking for approval from people is not always the best thing, right? A lot of times it's not a good thing. You know, 9 times out of 10, we will look for approval from people before we even check to see if it's in alignment with our destiny, in alignment with what, you know, God has set out for us, in alignment with what's going to make us happy. We will look to make sure that it's going to, you know, benefit, you know, Suzanne before we check and see if it's going to benefit Taylor, you know, just as an example. But I think a big part of my kind of self change, and a lot of the change, a big part of me recognizing that I needed to came from the fact that I was constantly not doing the things that aligned with who I needed to be and who I wanted to be because of people. And I told you guys multiple times before, when you look back over life, right, are you going to be upset that you did not start the podcast or start the YouTube channel or start the business or go apply for a particular job or, you know, go back to school or get married and have the kids? Who's going to be upset that you did not do what you desired to do? You are the person that you are hiding these desires, you know, from, and who you're allowing to kind of influence the decisions that you're making. Who's going to be upset? You're going to be upset. You know, you're going to sit back and you're going to be however old, you know, more mature in life, and you're going to recognize that time is kind of slipping away from you, and you have, you know, realized all these things that you didn't get a chance to do. And I've talked to you guys before about this, you know, serious, like, I hate to get so deep, but this serious desire that I have had for years to really give my all to my channel and to really just share life, y'all. When I say share life, I honestly have kind of recognized and realized, and I think it's okay for me to say this now. I don't feel God pulling in my heart, but I recognize and realize that I truly believe that my gift is the gift to share and encourage. And I have this interesting ability, which I've always had, to pretty much utilize my words, I just think about all the times that I've actually had like speaking engagements, whether it be at church, having to, have a speaking moment or something to that effect, having to write something, even in school. I have always been, I guess you could say, praised, which I think also has to do with a part of that whole looking for, approval, or looking for approval from people. But I guess you could say that this is kind of like the one upside to it, is because once I noticed, even when I was very young, I mean like kindergarten, first grade, I can remember a few instances. But once I noticed that I had that gift to speak and had the gift of creativity to kind of create things that would help people, it stuck. And that's how I got into my major in school, actually. While I hated doing news and broadcast and things of that nature, it only grew the passion. And for a very long time, because I thought people would, again, judge me or have something to say about me. Even the way I'm talking right now, I would try to compress that or suppress that. I remember, and this is no offense to nobody, this is my own hang up and my own insecurity, but I remember the first time I met some of my fiance's family members. I was like, Taylor, you cannot go in there talking like you are in front of the daggone camera. Like just trying to suppress. And I know how to code switch, when I'm really comfortable with you, I'll be just, y'all have seen me in a video, in a vlog or whatever. But majority of the time, this is kind of just me, and I enjoy being able to talk and to create and to do things that are going to help somebody else, even if it's just entertaining somebody else, even if this was just a regular tutorial and I knew that this tutorial was going to help somebody, throughout their day. They needed a distraction, they needed to watch something or just be entertained or encouraged. This is exciting to me, and I have had this passion to kind of just create and to speak. I talk a lot. I've talked a lot since forever. I was in preschool, y'all, getting in trouble for talking. Like, is that real? Is that serious? I've been talking a lot for a very long time. To this day, Jay will be in the car with me like, babe, slow down, okay? Let me just get like 3 words in real quick. And I just can't help it. I can go a mile a minute and I don't stop. And I think that's why God is calling me to a podcast at some point in my life. I have no idea, y'all. Sorry, my dad is calling me. But yeah, I think that's why God is, kind of pushing me towards a podcast. Just one way that I noticed myself, it wasn't just noticed myself needing this reinvention and needing to really live and be myself and just be authentic, wear what I wanted to wear, dress how I wanted to dress, say what I wanted to say, look how I wanted to look. One event, I guess you could say, that kind of really, really put me in that perspective that I needed it was, y'all, that closet clean out, right? Remember this vlog that I did a couple months back, the closet clean out video? Wow. Okay. So this, I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm realizing that there's more than one event that definitely sparked or struck this. But that closet clean out, the reason that it started was because I was in the store one day looking for clothes, right? And I was like scrolling through, I think I was in TJ Maxx or something, Marshall's, TJ Maxx, a store like that, looking through the racks and everything, just picking up clothes, things I might have wanted to purchase. And I started recognizing that the clothes I was picking up, I was like, Taylor, where are you going? I had like a bright lilac shirt with flowers or like florals on it, y'all. It was probably the tackiest shirt that I have ever seen. And it's actually a trend, like a part of a trend that's kind of out now. These super duper floral like shirts. Y'all would have had to see it to understand. But anyway, I had this shirt in my hand, and I was looking at this shirt like, why do I have this shirt in my hand? And I was like, this looks like the exact same shirt that I have in my closet that I never wear. It still has a tag on it. And I was like, why do I have this shirt? So I immediately put the shirt down. And y'all, the entire time I was in TJ Maxx, a situation to some that might not be as deep was so deep to me. Like, this whole picking up this shirt that looked nothing like me, that had no representation of me, was in my hand, and I felt completely convicted because I was like, I picked this shirt up because I saw, that this is like a trend on Instagram or whatever, a fashion trend right now. I picked this shirt up because this shirt, if I post it on Instagram and if I wear it, or if I'm wearing it in general, it's going to fit into what, culture is, society is, the current trends are. It's going to fit into that. So I'm going to pick it up because I saw it and it's trendy and it fits what's going on right now. And then I started to really think. I was like, Taylor, like, y'all, I was in the store completely convicted. So I think I put down everything. I didn't get anything when I went in the store that day. I walked out and I got in the car. And I think the next day is when I did that closet clean out video. I was like, I can't do this anymore. If I am the type of person, I told you guys, I love a good white t-shirt. I can't tell you how many white t-shirts I have purchased since then. I have become like a connoisseur of a good white t-shirt, a good v-neck, a good like Madewell is my new brand. Absolutely. Like, I have found so many great brands of white t-shirts because I love them. But do you know that when I was in college, I had a friend, and they used to, no offense to them, they used to joke on me and say, that's all I'm going to ever see you in. You're never going to wear color, are you? And it started to get kind of offensive. Like, that's all y'all know she not going to wear no color. She's only going to have on a white t-shirt or black or gray or some kind of nude tan color or some pinky color or some pastel, real light solid pastel. Like, they used to say stuff like that. And at one point I was just like, okay, maybe there is something wrong. Maybe I'm like, there's something wrong with me. And then because of that, I always felt like I had no fashion sense, right? I think I told you guys in that video as well that I felt like I feel like I don't have fashion sense, right? But the reality of it is, what I like is fashionable to me. It fits me. It works for me. And then I just found that I have a kind of like feminine, classic, kind of edgy fashion style. And then I like simplicity as well. So for a very long time, I allowed what that person was saying to me to really affect me. And I noticed that became a trend for me to purchase things that I absolutely did not like. Y'all, purchasing clothing that I did not like. I can't tell you how much money I've wasted over the past couple of years purchasing things that I simply did not like, things that were gonna be, quote unquote, in the eye of society and in the eye of the people around me, were gonna be cute, but never did I feel comfortable in them. And something that seems so simple to some people may say, girl, just come on now, you could have wore whatever you wanted to wear, we didn't care. But things like that, it's just kind of the same thing with society and hair. You have to be very careful, number one, what you kind of let into your circle and into your space. And I should have, I didn't know any better. I didn't have the maturity nor knowledge nor wisdom to, tell that person, this is me and this is what I'm going to wear and how I'm going to dress and what I'm going to say and how I'm going to act. And if you like me and we vibe and we are on a good connection and on a good, on a good vibe, then that should be okay with you. As your friend, or as a friend, stop trying to change me. Then I did not have that, in me. And now it's kind of at a place where it's just like, I don't care. I posted that on Instagram as well. I literally have been using Instagram as just kind of like a micro blog to share with you guys and hopefully encourage someone and just tell you that whatever you want to do it and stop caring. Now, this process doesn't happen overnight. This process of recognizing that there are things in your life that you need to reinvent and change in order to be your authentic self and in order to be happy and to just live as best as you can for you as you, it doesn't happen overnight. There are days I wake up and I do feel like I should be further along, but then I have to also recognize, Taylor, 2 months ago, you would not have admitted that you did not dress for yourself and you dressed for the approval of other people. And some people might comment, and say like, wow, you were weak-minded or you were this or you were that. But it's a realization that I had to come to for myself. And I'm openly admitting that. And just openly just kind of recognizing the fact that there are a lot of things that I have done in my life because I was scared of what people would say or think. And I always say no offense to that person. And the reason I say that is because it has nothing to do with them. Yes, they're going to say things to you and have an opinion about you and the whole 9 yards. They're going to do all of that. But the reality of it is it's you that has to do the changing. You can't change them. They'll have to come to that realization and be like, wow, I judge people on what they wear or whatever the case is. I don't know, whatever the case is. But that's not for you to change. That's for them to change, right? And for you to change what you need to change about yourself. Another thing that kind of made me realize, that I needed to make this change was because I found myself altering who I was. And I found myself miserable with just my presence. That's so deep. It can be deep. It can be very subtle, or it can be, very, just a very general statement, but it could also be deep. I was irritated with my presence. And the reason I was irritated with my presence was because I refused to be present as I desired to be. I know that I am a bit more, feminine than most people, especially within like my family and just the people that surround me, and for a very, very long time, this makes me a little bit emotional, but for a very long time I was so ashamed of that. I can remember one time being with a group of friends and I really enjoyed just like, doing my makeup and stuff. And I had this thing where I was obsessed with, especially when I was in college. I think this particular thing I'm thinking of happened in college. But I had a friend group and I remember being with them and I was obsessed with doing like the glowy makeup, like glowy face makeup or whatever. I was obsessed with that. And I remember being with them one time and I did not do what I desired to do that day with my makeup. I kept it very, very like completely minimal because I was like, I don't want them saying anything to me and I don't want to be the only person in the group that is just like this girl. I already had on like this flowy maxi dress. If I'm not mistaken, it was like a tie-dye situation, but it was like a nude and white tie-dye type of maxi dress, or maybe it was a short dress, one of the two. But I remember being with them and just feeling like I didn't take care of myself that day. Like I felt so uncomfortable and we went out, we took pictures and I didn't feel cute at all. And the reason I didn't feel cute was because I knew who I was. Now that's not to say that makeup qualifies you as feminine. That's not to say that. But I know my personality and I know how I carry myself, and to some, they would consider me to be more not reserved, because I'm not that reserved. But you guys y'all get what I'm saying. They would just consider me to be more like, my friends used to call me a girly girl. I don't know why, because I don't even consider myself that. But you get where I'm going with this. And I felt so uncomfortable that day. And so like, recently I had got so irritated with my presence because even when I was walking around the house, I wasn't representing myself as I wanted to, guys. Like there were days I wanted to vlog and there were days that I have vlogged and I got on there looking a hot mess, knowing that I feel my best when I know that I've taken care of myself and I've showed up for myself. And really put some effort. Like, I love to put effort into how I look through the day, because it just gives, it's like my superwoman, my superwoman thing. Like, that just, I could be having a bad day. Like today, y'all, this whole makeup look you seeing here, I went all in. I wasn't even planning on doing this, but I was like, today, show up for yourself. When I tell y'all, I didn't have like the greatest day in the world. Stuff happened today that really just blew me. But because I knew that this morning, the first thing in the morning, which I talked about in the morning routine video, first thing this morning, I got up and showed up for myself. This took me all of it really didn't take that long. It took me all of 20 minutes. I was listening to my motivation playlist. I had just done my devotion this morning. And this took me no time at all. And I really did just get a chance to show up for me, and get a chance to show up for myself. And because I did that, even though everything didn't go as planned today, I still had a great day because I did something for myself early at the start of this morning. I showed up for myself as myself. I was present as myself. I'm talking to you present as myself. And so, that's the only thing that mattered to me, that, I was able to accomplish that even if everything else didn't go right. So, there are so many avenues that I could go down talking about this reinvention, talking about how I have taken the, next steps to reinventing myself. And I don't want it to come off as me changing or anything, because let me tell you something about reinvention. And I'm going to tell y'all now, this video is going to end up going black. I'll probably put a picture or something up here, because I'm not done talking. But let me tell you something about reinvention. Number one, let me leave you with 3 points, like the pastor say. Well, number one, reinventing yourself is not changing who you are. Let me give you an example. If today a major brand were to change, and you knew that brand for having integrity, you knew that brand, one of your favorites, think of your favorite store. You knew that brand for having integrity, you knew that brand for having great customer service, and you knew that brand for having quality, whatever the item is they sell. The quality, integrity, and great customer service. Those are their core values, right? Those are the things they stand on. Those are the things they never change. Those are the things they live by. They live on. Those are the things they thrive off of. The things they've been taught. The things that they have embedded into their business. The belief systems that they have, right? The core values that they have. They're not going to change those things. They're not going to go alter their customer service and give you bad customer service with an attitude. If they were to rebrand tomorrow and change their colors, yes, in a sense, they changed, but the core values did not change. The things that they stand on and believe on, the things that they thrive on, and the things that they have been taught did not change. And so before you allow anyone, because I know that I'm not the only person that is in a time in their life where they just want to be the best that they possibly can be and show up for themselves and show up the best that they can for their business and show up the best that they can for their families and be, just live as they want to live. Don't allow people to tell you, don't even allow yourself, don't allow the devil to come into this moment of great possibility. And this moment of greatness, this moment of change, this new step in your life, don't allow those people or anything to come in and tell you that you are, quote unquote, changing and give it to you with some stank on it. Oh, girl, you changing. No, I'm not. My beliefs are still here. My core values are still here. I'm still going to be that friend that shows up for you. I'm still going to be, the same daughter. I'm still going to be your fiance, and I'm still going to support you. I'm still going to be Taylor. I'm still going to, love, my gyro with extra grilled onions and my extra salt. I'm still going to love all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going to love, I'm still going to love the core things and the core values and the things that I believe in. Those things are still going to stick with me, right? I'm still going to be myself. But as far as reinventing myself goes, there are some things that I need to change that are just kind of like a part of not just my appearance, but just a part of my demeanor and how I think and how I respond and how I act on a daily basis. I have to change some things. I have to change, but I'm still me. There's some stuff I just have to change. So if you see me walking taller with my head held up, Y'all, I have a very bad habit of walking slouched over, looking down at the floor. Hate that. So I'm working now, and I try my best try my best to stand up and be as straight as I possibly can. Even when I'm sitting down right now, back straight as a board, because it's something that I notice, and it kind of just makes me look as though I lack confidence, like I'm lacking something, and I don't want to lack anything. I want to stand up and just stand as firm as possible as I can in exactly who I'm supposed to be. So do not allow people to tell you, oh girl, you've changed. Don't allow yourself to say you're changing. As long as those beliefs and core values, the things that you were raised on, the things that your mama and your grandmama and your daddy taught you, the stuff you learned in church, your belief system, as long as all those things are still there, those things should only improve from this situation. I could tell you now that my relationship with God, has gotten like so much stronger from this whole thing right here. My relationship with my fiance has gotten so much stronger from this whole, I feel so much more like myself, and I show up so much better for the people around me. Now, granted, you're not going to be perfect. Reinventing yourself does not mean that you're about to transform yourself into perfection, right? You are still different. And I think another thing that, I was a little bit concerned about, and another thing that I personally really thought about when I was like, let me share this journey of reinvention. The reason that I wanted to do it was because I wanted to show the process instead of just popping back up and people were like, oh, she's a little bit different. I wanted to show the process because then it kind of comes off as like, maybe I did change, or maybe something did, happen. This is not the same person. No, it's good to recognize and good to know that people are going to change over the course of life. And we have to recognize that and know that, because we're going to be around people for forever. Unless you go in your house and lock yourself in the house and never, ever come out till God calls you home, you're going to be around people forever. And so you have to recognize that people are going to change and people are going to alter, right? Like I said, the only thing you don't want to alter are those beliefs, those core values, those systems that you've grown up on. Those are the things that we don't need to change. Not drastically like that, where you just, like I said, you're going from the real sweet girl who, was very genuine and nice to people, and now you on Instagram cussing everybody out. You don't want to change like that. If you grew up being, a sweet, humble, learning to be kind to people, your parents taught you, the importance of humility and being kind and things of that nature. Don't go out cussing everybody out now because you call yourself changing. That's not what we mean. So hopefully this helped. I feel like we need more videos like this. I don't know what's to come next. Like I said, I don't know. God, do you have a podcast in my future? I don't know. I've been thinking about it for a very long time. I even made a logo for one, but I'm not 100% sure. Right now I'm tackling so much in life, y'all. If I were to add one more thing, I think the bookshelf would fall down. I got so many books on my bookshelf. If I added one more, the whole thing is coming down. I need to tackle and accomplish some other things before I jump into that. But I feel like this is going to just be considered like episode 2 of this whole reinvention process. I have a complete list of videos that I want to share with you guys regarding this process. I pray that you listened all the way to the end. There are 2 things that I want to leave with you for this video, though, that I want you to kind of tackle and just try to really hone in on, especially if you're kind of like me, going through a process where you recognize there are some things that need to be changed in your life. You are not living 100% as you. You are not thriving 100% as you, and you may be recognizing, like, girl, even guy, there's some stuff that needs to change. You need to fix that. You need to get better at that. You need to live in your as your authentic self. So there are 2 things I want you to recognize. I want you to recognize the things in your life that you wait to move on and you seek approval from other people. What are the things in your life that you have been waiting to move on and have been waiting for the approval of others? Or that you have been pondering over, trying to decide what other people might say or what other people might do if you did X, Y, and Z. I want you to make a list. Decide on that, whether it be going to school, if you're, starting a YouTube channel, starting a business, going to get the next degree, deciding to finally, Go ahead and have a child, or have another child, or move to a different city, move to a different country, start a new job, apply for the next position up. What are some things you've been waiting on approval for? Especially things that God has already given you approval for, things you've been waiting to move on. What are those things that you've been waiting for someone to tell you, yeah, girl, go ahead? You don't need their go ahead. You need your go ahead. You need to tell yourself, yeah, girl, yeah, God, go ahead. That's the first thing I want you to do. The second thing that I want you to do is I want you to make a list. If you had to look at yourself from the outside, what are the things, characteristics, down to the end, right? From head to toe, inside, outside, I want you to write what you would want someone to see, what you would want someone to get from you. And then I want you to determine, am I living as that person? Do they see me as that person? And I know I just said you don't want approval from other people, but just look on the outside of yourself. I want you to, you're not looking for approval. You're just looking on the outside, seeing if you really are representing who you desire to be. If you are, wanting to be more of a kinder person, look on the outside. Are you mean? Are you vindictive? Are you evil? Are you rude to people? When someone says hi to you in the grocery store, do you roll your eyes and turn your cart around and go in the other direction? Look on the outside and see. I want you to really take inventory and take stock of yourself. That's the first thing that you have to do. That's the first thing I did. I was in that store like, I done picked up a shirt that is, first of all, ugly. This is not for me. And I'm about to spend $18, however much the shirt was, and buy it. Because I have considered what somebody else is going to think about it. So don't do that. I want you to take stock. Do those 2 homework assignments. Those are your 2 homework assignments for this particular YouTube video, podcast, visual podcast. What are we going to call these? I have no idea. Thank you guys so much for listening and for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. If this was your first video, this is a good one to stumble upon, sis. Go ahead and hit that subscribe bar down below. Give this video a thumbs up just to let me know that you like these types of video in particular. If you guys have any ideas for other topics we should cover like this, maybe I need to do a longer tutorial next time and talk over it. I definitely want to do some actual visual sit-down videos like this, but I thought this was so befitting to sit down and do a voiceover, so I decided to do that for this particular one. But if you want to see my face, let me know. I'll do one so you can see my face. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and leave me some comments down below. Don't forget to drop all your information if you have a YouTube video, or a YouTube channel rather. We love to support. I love to support. I actually do watch you guys' videos. So if we need to subscribe, let me know in the comments so I can go sub. I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. And I will talk to you literally and see you guys in the next video.